Hi, my name is Dr. Samid Mohiuddin Bhatti. I'm from Massachusetts, United States of America, and I am currently a doctor. Personal views about dowry are quite conflicting with the norm of Pakistani society. For one, I'm not in favor of it. I don't think it's a very practical solution in our modern society. It doesn't have a place for it. If we look at it, its origins, theoretically, what it was made for back in the day, it was something that was useful. It had a purpose back in the day, which was to provide a safety net and income for the bride to have in case her husband passes away or if she's not able to support her, if her husband's not able to support her, she has a backup plan. She has something to use. But so theoretically, dowries are great, but practically when it comes to it, it's become more so of a something that the groom or the groom side of the family takes for themselves, and what it was originally meant for it isn't really used anymore. So I, for one, think it has no place in our society anymore.
My name is Hussein Hassan Al Nakhafi. I'm 29 years old. I'm from Saudi Arabia. The woman responsible for it, which caused a lot of trouble and suffering because the woman's physical nature cannot bear such arduous obligations.
My name is Khalid Jamil. I live in Dubai, UAE. Dowry is a tradition, a norm in the society that is where the bride's parents give some belongings for the bridegroom family, bridegroom, and they give it to their daughter when they let her get married, and this goes to the bridegroom's home. And this is the general background about the dowry.
My name is Adil Bhatti, and I live in Canada for the last 7 years and currently working in the real estate. Dowry, I don't feel comfortable whenever someone comes up with a dowry, and I think so. It's an extra burden on the bride's family, which already giving you their daughter, and on the top of that, the people they want the money or they want something else, and which I feel is not fair to the bride side, and it should stop.
Before, theoretically, it was given from the bride side for the bride so that she can take care of herself in any chance her husband is not able to. So that's what it was meant to be given as. But now it becomes a bit of a societal symbol of wealth, and oh, if you give this much in dowry, you're worth that much more.
The loss of her labor and her reproductive potential. But somewhere before the start of the ancient Roman period, the custom became reversed, so that the bride's family had to give a dowry to the husband's kin.
I would say that this is now a tradition in the society. So the tradition, the people are just following it blindly. They don't think any other perspective about that. They just see it as a tradition, and if they don't fulfill, they feel that their kids, their daughter, they feel that their parents didn't fulfill the culture of the society.
I feel it's a cultural thing. Groom side, I think so. They feel that they have the right, which I completely disagree, to get a dowry.
I don't think so, but it's been very recent that dowry hasn't been something that's been in the Western societies as we may speak. Its origins is not just for Asia, South Asia. It was widespread through Europe and ancient Greece and Rome. And very recently these things have ended. So, although they have gotten out of the dowry system, they seem to have forgotten about it.
From my perspective, and speaking of my society, yes, the dowry in our Islamic and tribal society is considered an essential matter in terms of the husband's credibility. And it is also considered a return of credit to the bride's family and respect for the status of the daughter.
Well, I believe that in Western countries, it's very much less influence of dowry, and as compared to this Asian region, I believe the illiterate people ratio in Asian countries is much more than Western part.
I haven't seen anything that I read in books. They used to have in, they call it a medieval times, but it's completely gone by the 19th and 20th century. And there is no issue here in the Western world. I haven't seen anyone.
The only way to get rid of this, the only measures that we can take is the people who are benefiting from this should be the ones who reject it and be like, no, we're not going to accept a dowry. And slowly but surely, with generations, this notion will slowly begin to disappear. And we've already seen the effect of how much it's changed before compared to 3-4 generations ago. And that is because of the awareness that's been raised and the double standards kind of it of families giving their daughters away, and not only that, they're also giving some monetary value as well away, which doesn't make sense. So I think people are slowly realizing that this isn't raising awareness is number one, if I have to say something. And then the other thing is, once again, the families who are receiving the dowry should be rejecting and declining it from the bride side of the family.
Well, I would say that I will create a kind of social awareness. I will try to mm, write some articles on that. I would try to talk on it in society level as and when there is a social gatherings, so that the kids, the teenager kids, the males, females are aware about that evil activity society norm, not just with the families of having a daughters, but also those who have the sons, so that they know that they will not claim for dowry, and the parents of the daughter also feel that they should not honor it.
It's depend upon an individual cultures. They should have a strict laws and to implement those laws. It's not just to make the laws, but implementation is the really important thing here. So that's what you can do. And the other thing you can do is to educate from the beginning in the schools. If you can start educating the girls and the boys in an early age, the consequences of having a dowry still in the culture, I think so is the best way forward to educate the kids.